What's up guys, Chuck here, back for another video about the lift. Now I got a new toy, a new addition for the lift that I'm excited to show you guys. Bendpak helped me out a little bit. They saw my last video, or I shared my last video with them and said, hey, I get this question a lot. I'd really like to show this cool thing that you have. Can you help me out at all? And they helped me out a little bit. So here I am today. It's super hot out here. If I look sweaty, that's why. It's been like mid 90s for the past like 3 weeks. So, but let me show you real quick what we got. Let's do it. All right, so when I got the 4-post lift, one of the biggest questions I always got was, why did you get a 4-post lift? A 2-post lift is so much easier to work on if you're gonna take the wheels off, etc. And I agree that that is true. But the 4-post lift is good for storage. 2-post lift is not great for storage. 90% of the time, like I've said before, this lift is used to store my 95 M3 up top and just leaves my STI below. That being said, I do use it. You obviously see me on this channel. We do a lot of maintenance and mods and stuff, so it is nice to have the ability to jack it up, take the wheels off. In the past, I've used something like this Scissor Jack on the side rails, basically on these rails themselves. Slide it underneath the car, lift at the standard jack points, and you kind of do one wheel at a time, or lift up one side, put it on the jack stand, lift up the other side as you would with a typical jack in a car garage. It works. It's definitely the most budget-friendly option, but it's not super great. I don't love it because, I don't know, it just sketches me out a little bit. Option 2 is I've always had this little jack tray. So this jack tray slides the length of this lift and basically allows you to put a jack on here to lift from the subframe or whatever. Well, with my STI and the M3s outside that garage door, the M3 is only like 4 or 5 inches off the ground. Most bottle jacks are not going to fit on this underneath the car, and if you get a little stubby bottle jack, then it only lifts so far. With that being said, I got a new exciting piece for this lift that if anybody's gonna buy one of these lifts, you should consider upping your budget a little bit to include this piece, if you plan to use it for any sort of work, maintenance, brake jobs, etc. What the heck is this thing? All right, this is called the Bendpak RJ45, right? It is what we call a rolling bridge jack. So on most of these Bendpak lifts, you have this inner rail here, which is what the old jack tray used to mount to, but it's also what this mounts to. And guess what? This is on rollers. So this thing slides the length of the lift. It's air powered, so you hook up an air line to this guy right here. There's a little pump and release to lift the car. Looks like a scissor jack, so this device here lifts up. These are really cool. They telescope out to whatever setting you need. The lift comes with cool things like these jack pads that you fit in here, extend out to your your frame rail, etc. It's got a pretty low profile. If you look at the runway here to the height of this, I can measure it and get an exact number for you, but it's like roughly 3.5 inches. So it's close, but it does fit all the way under the M3 without having any sort of extra lift. So how this works, air goes in the side, you push down on the lift, that thing jacks it up, and when you get it up high enough, you can basically let the air out, and it also locks much like the lift locks. There is a little safety lever here on the side that you have to pull to be able to let it down. So let me get the air hooked up real quick, and we will talk about, or I'll show you kind of how this functions without a car on here, and we'll put a car on and check it out. Worth noting, I need to put my oil water separator filter thing on here. It's supposed to be dry air, but for the sake of today, that thing has been drained. There's no water in it, and we're just going to show you how this works. So I will tell you, this uses a lot of air. So it says in the packaging that you need like basically like a $15,000 air compressor to use this. It's not the case. You can do it with a little bit lower quality one. Mine is just a standard Husky back there in the corner from like Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever. And I think it's a 20-gallon, yeah, 20-gallon tank. I don't remember what the CFM and everything is on it. It's not much. Let's see, 20-gallon, 5 SCM at 40 PSI, 4 at 90 PSI, 150 PSI max. So nothing crazy, but it will lift the M3 without any problem. So basically, lift your arms out to wherever you need them to go. Underneath the car, obviously this will be up in the air and you can't use your foot, but for the sake of this, I'm gonna show you with my foot. Put your foot on this pump. All right, it's a little slow because I'm down on air at the moment. I need to turn the air compressor on and get it to come back up here. But basically, you see this locking mechanism here? When I let the air out, I release it. This thing will settle down onto that lock now. There's no air pressure or anything. There's no hydraulic fluid or anything trying to hold this up. It is in place, right? There's one more notch up. I believe this will go. That's like the second stop. But as you can see, lifts the car up. The capacity on this thing is 4,500 pounds. If you look right here, you can put 2 on this thing and kind of lift the front and back at the same time. If I ever do it, I'll just lift the front, put jack stands on, and lift the back. In most cases, I only need one side of the car at a time. So, RJ5 rolling bridge jack. Really cool. I told you it's on wheels. If that sketches you out a little bit, when you put the weight of the vehicle on it, the wheels are actually on springs. You can kind of see that in there. There's a spring. The weight of the vehicle compresses the spring, and that sets right on the edge of this lift, and it won't roll at all. Capacity is obviously 4,500 pounds, which is definitely adequate for most half of the vehicle, front or back. You shouldn't be trying to lift the whole car with this anyway. But yeah, let's go ahead. We'll put the car on it, and we'll check out, kind of show you how it works. I might need to pump up my air compressor though before we do that. All right, still super hot, but I got the car on the lift here. As you can see, rolling bridge jack. This car is super low. Look how close that comes. But it does make it. It'll make it the whole way through, which is good. It's awesome. So you can obviously tell from under here, you can't use your foot, you gotta use your hand. Very easy though. So what we're gonna do is move this into roughly position. I like to use these little jack points on the side here. And what we do, these slide out. We'll put our jack pad on there. All right, so we have our jack pad in place. These slide out basically to meet, in this case, my little jack point here. And then again, on the other side, this slides out to meet my jack point here. Now, there's some gap here, right? Well, this is a pretty lowered car. It's a pretty low car. What I like to do is I actually bought a set of hockey pucks that I use to bridge this little gap, just for a little bit of extra lift here. Now, they do come with, this kit does come with a set of basically risers of differing sizes. So if you need to drop this basically in the hole and then the jack pad fits on top, you know, etc., as high as you need to go. Let's say if you had an SUV that you needed a lift, there's only so much lift out of that actual scissor. This will give you basically the correct amount of height to just barely touch the car, so then you can actually get the full lift out of it, even with an SUV. So what I like to do is I take a hockey puck and line it up right where I want it. And then same thing on the other side, take a hockey puck, line it up right where I want it. I might actually move the jack up a tiny bit so it's a little bit better centered. Okay, our jack pads are in place, lift is in place, we're ready to lift. Now, same thing as above. I'm holding this airline because my little connection, this is a really crappy air hose, and if I let it hang, it leaks right here. Anyway, push the button. All right, forgive my airline leak in the background, but here we go. It's up, you can see wheels are clearly off the ground. It will go higher than that. It's a tiny bit slow, and I think that's because I don't have like a monster air compressor. I might upgrade in the future, but it does work. That's the front, obviously that's the heavier side with the engine and everything. And clearly lifted the front wheels, can take them off. This acts as its own jack stand, which is very nice. The one caveat is that if you're gonna be doing this sort of work, it does block the center, right? So if you lifted this up, put it on jack stands, took it out, lifted the back up, put it on jack stands, took it out, you'd have your whole full center. But this is really only for suspension, brake work, maybe subframe work, stuff that the wheels and suspension need to be sagged and removed from. If you're just doing exhaust transmission work, etc., you don't need this. The car is already on a lift. It's already 5, 6 feet in the air, etc. You're good to go. You can see here that this spring is now compressed fully, and the center of it is actually, there's like a little plate in here, is resting right on the rail, so this cannot move forward and back anymore. If you're worried about that, you should definitely chock the wheels so the car is not going to go anywhere, but that's it. It's pretty straightforward. All right, now I'm sufficiently sweaty. I appreciate you guys checking out the video. That is the RJ45 rolling bridge jack or rolling scissor jack, depending on which website you look at. It's made by Bendpak. It's for this lift. It does extend to use, you can use it on some of the bigger lifts as well. It is like $1,100–1,200 bucks, so it is a pretty big investment, but it is awesome, and it does make working on the car super easy. I know this video took a while to kind of explain all the features, but really, you just come out here, plug the airline in, jack it up, set it on the safety locks, and you're good to go. Front of the car, back of the car, whatever you got. So I'll make sure I drop the information about this in the description. If you have any questions about the lift itself, I've done like 2 or 3 videos on it. I did a video on the garage door, I did a video on the lift itself, and then I did like a kind of consolidated FAQ video. I'll link those at the end here. So please check those out before dropping a bunch of questions about it. I probably already answered it for you. And the 15 minutes or whatever it takes to watch that video is super well worth it if you are considering doing this to your own garage. So it does definitely bump up the price a little bit, but I think it's super worth it. I want to give a huge thanks to Bendpak for letting this video happen. That thing does weigh over 300 pounds, so getting it installed on your lift, I did it myself with a little bit of ingenuity, but it does have to be shipped by freight and all the other stuff. So keep that in mind when you decide if you want to order one. As always, if you have questions about the RJ45 specifically, please feel free to ask me, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Hit a like if you enjoyed. Please subscribe. I got more content coming. So thanks again, dudes. Bye-bye.